ship it directly to that customer. Guess what? Now you haven't invested in manufacturing, hiring people, all the usual stuff and the risk that a normal entrepreneur goes through. Because in the normal entrepreneur world, if I franchise out a McDonald's and I pick the wrong location, I'm pretty screwed, right? With this, you can de-risk yourself, set up an e-commerce site, and start taking orders. This is another student, the youth store, selling gadgets online. There was a big scarcity of iPhones, so he started selling iPhones in the UAE. Right? There's good markups, and you can find out where the good margins are and start selling online. Another person, another student of YOUniversity, they've set up TamimInsurance.com. All they do is drive traffic to the site. They capture your details about your car and your age. They have a deal with a broker. They find you the cheapest deal. They make commissions. If you're stuck for products to advertise or a business to start up, you can go to a site called Alibaba.com, and you can search all the suppliers in whatever niche you want, right? So you might want a unique phone that's customized just for you, your brand. You can find a supplier that will supply it, and you have a business off the ground. The third way you can make a living through the internet is affiliate marketing. So let me just explain a little bit about the basics of how this works. Companies like Amazon give you a commission to sell their products, right? So for instance, on my website, you'll see a bookshelf. There's two reasons I have a bookshelf on my website. One is to build my credibility in my brand, because I do read a lot, and I want to impress that on the audience to say, okay, this guy reads on business, so it helps my consulting business. The second reason is I can make money through click-throughs. So if you go and click through a book that I recommend, you'll be taken straight to Amazon's page. Now what you'll see hidden in the URL or the internet address here is it'll say tag equals Amir Anzur, right? So what that does, it tells Amazon that you came from my website, right? So on my website, I write good content, drive traffic. It goes through to Amazon, and they give me 5 to 15% of all the sales that I generate. They're happy because they don't pay me unless they sell. I'm happy because I'm making revenue just by promoting something I would have anyways, a book or anything like that. So affiliate marketing is the other way you can make money. Now, if you go to a site like ClickBank, they'll give you 75%, up to 75% for helping sell digital goods. Because if you think about it, selling digital goods, it costs zero pretty much to the seller to sell. And if I have a digital ebook to sell, even if I give you 99%, as long as you're giving me traffic and I'm making that 1%, that's still profitable for me, right? So digital products, as they sell more and more in the new economy, are going to give you much higher returns. The fourth way you can make money through the internet is through selling services. So if you visit a site like odesk.com, you'll see there's people from around the world that are selling their services. So when I need a graphic designer, all I do is go to odesk.com and say, I'm looking for a graphic designer. People from around the world compete and bid. I have people from $2 an hour to $50 an hour bidding for my work, right? So you can also, save yourself so much stress, hassle, and the like by outsourcing your business to Odesk. That means, for instance, rather than paying for someone to get a work visa to come here, etc., you can have them still be in the Philippines, use them for 4 hours to do your video editing, pay them $5 an hour, and you also de-risk, right? If they don't perform, you don't use them. I've outsourced all sorts of stuff, from transcriptions to translations to writing an ebook, etc. So you can use ebook, Odesk or Elance or rentacoder.com to do that and also make an income. Fifth way is selling software. So I use this service, well, this is one of my businesses, it's Shop Markets. What I do is sell software. I think about a problem that the world is having and that how they could benefit from using this sort of software. So then I go and create it, right? So Shop Markets, for instance, it lets you do e-commerce, it lets you set up an e-commerce store. Because I figured out one of the first things people want to do is start selling something, so why don't I produce a software that lets them do that? Now what you could do is figure out your niche. So if you're into shipbuilding, you can figure out the thing that shipbuilders need. And once you figure that out, you can go and find coders that build you that thing, right? So start thinking about problems that you can solve and then build software around that. Another software that I've created is Textflow. What it enables you to do is request information interactively. So right now, oftentimes I used to go to seminars and speak. People always wanted a copy of the slides, right? So what used to happen, I used to take their business cards, I forget who to email, etc., retype. Simple service. All I've done is uploaded my slides beforehand to Textflow. Now, all you do is, whoever wants a copy of these slides just takes out their cell phone or their mobile, text the word Webonomics and your email address to this number, which is 0044-7800-200-800, and instantly you'll get a copy of my slides in your inbox. Now that's a cool service because it saves me hassle, saves you hassle, and as a speaker, I build up my email list as well, right? So if I want to capture leads, this is a good way to capture leads. So again, this is a problem that I came up with and then solved. Now you start thinking what's problems that you can solve and start marketing. And then the second question that entrepreneurs always come up to me and say, well, man, I've got this great idea, but then I research and someone's already doing it. Doesn't matter. Almost every idea that you come up with, someone somewhere is going to be doing it. And if they're not doing it, there might be something wrong with your idea, right? So Google wasn't the first search engine. Oracle wasn't the first database. Nike wasn't the first shoe company, right? So you don't have to be the first, but in your niche, the world is a big place. You can take audience. Sixth way that you can make a living through the internet is white labeling. White label is a simple way of starting a business. So I have a hosting business with my friend Kharam there. All we've done is white labeled software companies like mine will allow you to take their software, rebrand it, reprice it, and resell it, right? So they've done all the work. All you do is build your own brand, right, and market it. So this is one of them, a hosting service, and there is ways that you can set these up, right? I price it, I market it, etc. The seventh way that you can make a living through the internet and in the new economy is by building a university, right? In the new economy, for the next couple of decades, information is going to be worth more and more. So information is going to be worth more than atoms. In the last few decades, we paid a premium to walk around with a Louis Vuitton handbag and branded shoes and watches and all these things that made us feel good about ourselves. In the new economy, more and more people are going to be paying for information, for knowledge, because it's a knowledge economy. So imagine if someone saved you time on the computer by showing you that you could do Control-C, Control-V, rather than having to retype a whole Word document. That saved you hundreds of hours, and you would have paid for that information. Now, in this new economy, as we're getting information overload, more and more people are going to start paying you for your expertise. So you can start building an online university, right? YOUiversity. And teaching about your niche. So if you're in PR, you can take students and say, okay, if you ever want to start a PR company, this is how you start it. All this kind of information, if you want to start a business in the Emirates, here's an ebook for $97 on how to start it, right? Because you've done all that research and that hard work, and you can start monetizing it. You can start using tools like GoToMeeting, so you can charge for that time, right? So you can say, okay, you can have a seminar, a webinar with myself. I'm going to be charging you $200 to teach about making money on the internet, or making money in the niche that you know about, right? You can use open source platforms like Moodle to set up your university and start selling content and knowledge. You can grade students, etc. It's open source, it's free to use. It's quite cool software. Or vBulletin, which is a forum-based software. Why it's good is because once you have interaction, you can start charging content for membership content. So as you build more and more content because your users interact online, the content you're selling becomes more and more valuable, and you've got a subscription model. And if you can keep a user on at $47 a month, over time that builds up, right? You've got passive income coming through. So that's unfortunately what I have time for, my 30 minutes. Now, I'm just going to introduce Webpreneur University, which is one of my knowledge sharing platform that we founded. What it is it teaches you about the internet, right? So we run these camps in, well, the next one's in October. I'm doing it very rarely, actually, to teach people about some of the stuff that we've learned. And we take you from A to Z of making a living through the internet. So learning about Google AdWords, Facebook ads, affiliate marketing, video, YouTube, some of these other technologies that you might have heard of, but you're not quite sure how to monetize. Now what I'm doing today, if there's only 75 students that can sign up for this whole camp on the 22nd of October. It's from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's a very long day, so be prepared because there's a lot of stuff to cover. Anyone that signs up today, I'm going to give a 1 hour one-to-one coaching with. So I'm going to help you get your business off the ground. I charge minimum $500 for 1 hour of my time. But the whole camp is $397 on the Friday the 22nd of October. So for those of you that are interested and that can sign up today, just see Tagreed or Omid, and we can do that. Or what we also have is a mastery camp, so that those who want to take that internet knowledge to that next level, what you can do is you turn up on a Friday, we go from end to end, we get a really good overview of what the new economy is about and how you can set up your own internet strategy. And then the following 3 Saturdays, we meet up every Saturday to take your business off the ground. So you're going to have a proper e-commerce business that you're going to set yourself, right? I'm telling you, all of you, this stuff, which is once you figure out the internet, it is so easy to do stuff, all right? Once I've made my first e-commerce site, I figured out why was I paying this much money to set up these sites, right? Because it's so easy. But what you're paying us for is the knowledge that we've invested in learning all this stuff, right? 11 years, a couple of $100,000 lost in bad credit cards to teach people to this point where we want to get people onto the internet economy. Right now, if we look, who's making all the money online? It's people based in California, most of them, because they're ahead, right? Right now, we're all consumers. We consume YouTube, we consume Facebook, we consume all this material, but we haven't quite figured out how we should monetize it. Once you start figuring out you can start monetizing and making a living through the internet, the world's your oyster. So that's it.